Hola, bienvenidos a nuestra tercera semana. Toda la tarea tiene que estar en Moodle el jueves, el 19 de enero. Hoy vamos a empezar con una lección chiquita de cómo aprender español, just the basics around how learning a language works. We'll talk about reading and writing in Spanish, leer y escribir en español. This is kind of a review from last week, but I think it's important. And then we're gonna go on to telling time, decir la hora. Ok, ¿cómo aprender el español? So in any language, regardless of which language it is, you have kind of 5 important parts of learning a language: the communication, culture, connections, comparisons, and communities. So knowing that like the whole person, their communication it's not just communication. You're also learning about someone's culture, you're learning about making connections with people, comparing things between 2 cultures and 2 languages, and also being part of that community. And then the other important part about learning a language is understanding that it kind of works in this reverse pyramid type situation, starting at novice. So when you're starting a language, you are down here at the bottom and you are working your way up. And as you go up, it becomes harder to make gains. It's just like a bigger step each as you go up the pyramid. And this is a very basic explanation of that, but just know that if you're down here, you can make it up there, but it does take a lot of time and practice, and you're going to have to work hard at it. Specifically, just use the language. Okay. And then I just wanted to do one quick thing. This is kind of going to help you understand like what kind of communication skills we're going to be using in this class. So presentational, like when you are submitting your final project or your recordings, that is presentational. It's a one-way communication. You have rehearsed it, you have recorded it, you have, it can be written or spoken. In our case, a lot of times it's both. So that is a major way we communicate in this class. Interpersonal, this would be our exams. When we will have our oral exams, you will be having a spontaneous, not practiced, but a 2-way communication between me and yourself. And then it can also be like texting or answering a question in class. So if you come to the communication sessions, or conversation sessions, I think is what I'm calling them, but my office hours basically, we can practice that as well. Interpretive is when you are either listening to a video in Spanish or listening to me speaking in Spanish or reading something in Spanish. That is one way again, but it's more of a passive skill. So understanding, this is more of like the understanding. So that's the way we will be using communication in Spanish. I just wanted to go over some brief learning language things. Okay, y ahora un poquito de el alfabeto en español y un repaso. Ojalá que es un repaso de la semana pasada. Ok, eso es el alfabeto en español, es igual, aparte de la ñ, y hay diferentes combinaciones también. Ok, la letra C, su nombre es C, pero cuando está combinado con la letra I o la letra E, hace el sonido, the sound, de un S. So, por ejemplo, cine o cena. Cuando la letra C está combinado con la letra O, U o A, hace el sonido de K. Por ejemplo, Coca-Cola, cuna o casa, hace el sonido K. Y esto está contra de el sonido de S. Otra es la letra G y la letra G combinada con la letra I o E hace G o I. Makes the sound cuando está con estas letras o con la letra O, U o A hace el G. Debe decir gu, go, gu o ga. So G when it's with these and when it's with these. Just a reminder that the letter H in Spanish does not make any sound at all. Okay? So like the letter O, the word hola, you are not saying hola, obviously. You are starting with the O sound in that word. Okay, continuando. Oh, la otra cosa es la letra J. Quiero hacer una nota aquí. La letra J es el nombre de esta letra. Hace el sonido también de pues es el mismo sonido que hace la letra G con estas letras. So sometimes the G will make the sound, but always the letter J, the J. La letra L. La letra L, mira, ok, ¿dónde está? Cuando está solo, es el mismo sonido. Pero cuando es doble L, hace ya, el sonido de ya. Por ejemplo, me llamo, es el ya sound. Y ahora, ¿cuál es? Oh, la letra ñ. Esta letra hace ña. It's nasal. Jalapeño. ¿Ok? ¿Dónde está? Ok, el R solo es igual. Pero cuando es doble R, es el R. And you should know this is a hard sound to make if we don't have it in English. So if you have a difficult time making it, it's okay. It'll come. I won't mark points off that you can't roll your R's. Okay. Y la letra B chico es the B. Por ejemplo, no estoy tratando de pensar en una palabra. Ves. Do you see? Ves. Oh, ven conmigo. Vámonos. Ok. Eso es. Ahora vamos a hablar de la hora. Okay, this is what your quiz will be on, and there is a whole nother lesson on numbers. So you should definitely go and do the lesson on numbers, and I think there's also readings about that as well. So first you start with the hour. So you say son las, and then you would say, we're going to skip this for now. You say 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. La diferencia es, si es una es singular. This is the word son. It's from our verb ser from last week. Son is plural. So any of the numbers that are more than one would use son las. So, por ejemplo, son las dos. There are more than one, right? Son las dos. If it is 1 o'clock or within the 1 o'clock hour, you would say es la una. You would not use son las. You just say es la una, and then we'll move on. You will add in the minutes. So if the minute hand is here on the hour, you'd say en punto. If it's Aquí, ok, obviamente vas a decir 1, 2, 3, 4, ¿no? 5, 10, 15, we'll come back to this, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. You'll see, sometimes you'll see like it says 25. You'll see it written both ways, like this with E. That means and, that letter Y is the word for and, it means E. Sometimes people change it to the letter I, which makes the sound E, and they'll squish the words together. It's fine either way. The little orange letters here, if you are at the quarter hours, or the half hour, you can say y cuarto, y media, or menos cuarto. If you want to go like quarter to, you would actually go backwards. So for example, if it is 2:15, I would say son las 2:15. If it is 2:40, or let's say it's 3:45, this word menos means less than or less. So I would start at 4. I would say son las 4 menos cuarto, minus a quarter. So it's like quarter to 4, right? So you're starting with your hour here in this part, and then you're saying E whatever. So if it's 8:20, I will say son las 8:20. All right, I did some practice ones. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 12. You could also say son las 12 en punto, if you want to say on the dot. ¿Qué hora es? This means what time is it? Son las 3:30. Or you could say 3:30. Very not common at all. You'll use media. ¿Qué hora es? Son las 11:05. ¿Qué hora es? We have two options here. Son las 7 menos cuarto, like 6:45. Or son las 6:45. All right. Muchas gracias, y si tienen una duda o alguna pregunta, por favor, mándame un correo o un mensaje y podemos hablar de lo que sea. Que tenga buena semana. Bye.